Hey friends, just wanted to do a quick 8 to 10 minute yoga flow with you today, just to warm up your whole body, your mind, and your spirit. Michelle is going to lead us through this practice. I hope you enjoy it.
We're starting in tabletop. Caroline's going to start with an inhale to a cow pose. She's just arching her back, tilting her head, drawing her shoulder blades towards each other. She's going to exhale to a cat pose. So she's really rounding out through her spine, engaging as she hollows her core, letting her head hang nice and loose. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more time. From here, she's coming back to her neutral spine. She's going to tuck her toes and push back to a down dog. She inhales, she's going to look between her hands, and she's going to exhale, walking to the front of her mat. Inhaling to a neutral spine, exhaling, forward fold, inhaling, taking a big wide arm circle all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands at her side. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, wide arm circle up to standing. Exhale, hands at her side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, stepping her left foot back, lunging over her right knee. She's going to take a little low runner's lunge here, moving her right hip back and her left hip forward, really pushing into the mat with both of her feet. She's going to keep her left arm planted as she raises her right arm in the air for a twist, so now she's feeling it, maybe even through the side of her hip and her glutes. She's going to exhale, bring her right hand to the inside of her right foot, and then open that knee up towards the right pinky toe. Her left knee can stay lifted or it can stay down. It's really up to her. She can come down to her forearms like she did, or you can stay up on the top of your hands. Then she's going to tuck her back toes, lift her back knee, toe heel that foot to center, and exhale, step back to down dog. Inhaling, her right leg up, same leg. She's going to bend the knee, stack the hip, and peek out underneath her armpit for the counter pose. Inhaling to three-legged dog, exhaling to down dog. From here, she'll inhale her left leg up. She's going to exhale, plant it between her palms, coming into that low lunge again. And so just taking a minute here to move her left hip back and her right hip forward, and really pushing into the mat with her feet, and just kind of feeling her hips start to open up. Planting the right hand, inhaling the left arm up. Then exhale, bringing the left hand to the inside of the left big toe. Just going to toe heel that foot to the edge of the mat and open her knee up. And she's choosing the option to come down to her forearms again. That can be a lot and can be very intense. Her hips are still squared. She's going to inhale to the top of her hands. Exhale, that foot back to center. Take a nice big inhale here as she lifts her back knee, and exhale back to down dog. Inhaling her left leg up. Bending the knee, stacking the hip, peeking out underneath her armpit. Perfect. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale to down dog. From here, inhale, look between your hands, and as you exhale, walk or lightly jump your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale to a nice neutral spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for Utkatasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. Take her twist towards the street. So left arm down. Inhale, Utkatasana. She's spreading her wings first. Then she can inhale back to chair pose and exhale, twist the opposite direction.
Ooh.
Right, and so you can see her belly's not resting on her thighs, and her seat is dropped pretty low, almost like she could hold someone in her lap. She's spreading the arms, getting the left shoulder to stack on top of the right shoulder. That's an intense twist, but it's a nice option. Inhale to Utkatasana, exhale, forward fold. Going to inhale, look up, and then exhale, step or jump back to her high plank. She's going to lower all the way down to her belly. Inhale to her up dog or cobra, and she's really going to relax through her shoulders and draw them towards each other. She's squeezing her shoulder blades towards each other. Pushing back to her down dog. She's going to inhale her right leg up. She's going to exhale and plant it between her palms. If it doesn't come all the way through, just walk it through. Keep your back heel lifted. Rise up for Crescent Warrior. In this Crescent Warrior, she's going to just bring her arms together and lean towards her right. So she's leaning out over the lunged leg, and she's feeling that in front of her left hip and all the way up her left side body. She's going to inhale to center. She's going to exhale, bring her palms to heart center. Take a twist, same direction. So just like she did before, the belly's up. Then she's going to inhale to her Crescent Warrior. She's going to exhale, bring her hands behind her back, She's clasping her hands together, opening her heart, squeezing those shoulder blades and taking a little tilt. If your hands don't want to clasp together, you can always take opposite hand to opposite elbow. She's going to inhale back to her Crescent Warrior. And exhale, take her vinyasa, which is bringing your hands down, stepping back to a plank, lowering to her belly, inhaling for that back bend again, and exhaling to down dog. Inhaling her left leg up. She's going to exhale and plant it between her palms, keeping her back heel lifted, rising up for Crescent Warrior. This is a balance pose in and of itself. She's going to bring her hands together here and just lean out over that left lunge leg. So she's really creating some distance here, almost like there's a beach ball on her left side. Inhaling to straight back, exhale, palms to heart center. Taking that twist. Good. She's trying to get those thumbs right to the center of her heart. That's a goal. It's not necessarily where you are the first time you do it. Inhaling back to Crescent Warrior. She's going to exhale, take her hands behind her back and clasp them. She's going to try to put her opposite thumb on top. It's just like a different arm than you normally use, so nice to get that motion. She's squeezing here, then inhaling for Crescent Warrior. Exhaling to take her vinyasa, so stepping back to the high plank, lowering to her belly, inhaling for that back bend, and exhaling to down dog. Just taking a few breaths in down dog here, and just feeling a great stretch in her hamstrings. From here, we're going to come into Pigeon pose. She's going to inhale her right leg up. And as she exhales, she's going to bring that right thumb just outside, the right knee just outside of the right thumb. And so what you're looking for in a pigeon pose is to have this knee wider than this hip or lined up with the hip. It shouldn't be inside of the hip. It's really, you might be up a lot higher too. Her hips are squared, back leg is nice and relaxed, and she's on the top of her hands, but she's feeling this in her hip, aren't you? Yeah, it's a really nice stretch. She can come down to her forearms if it feels right for her. And just take a few breaths here, really feeling that stretching in her right hip. Should be a good stretch, intense, but not like horribly painful. Then inhale to the top of your hands and exhale back to that down dog. Sometimes this is the hardest part. Inhale your right leg up and exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips, peek out underneath your right armpit. Inhale for three-legged dog, exhale down dog, inhale the left leg up, exhale pigeon on the left. So again, aiming that left knee just outside of the left thumb to keep, and hers is really nice here. It's really open and wide. It is okay if it's just in a straight line. You just don't want it inside of the hip. It could hurt your knee. She's squaring her hips. They're perfectly squared. And you can see here her back leg, her toes coming right down in the line. If you feel like your foot is starting to move in, you can always tuck your toes to adjust yourself. There. One more breath here. And she's going to inhale up to her hands and exhale back to down dog. Again, that can take a little time. She's doing it nice and fast. Inhale your left leg up, bend the knee, stack the hip, and peek out underneath your left armpit. Inhaling to three-legged dog, exhaling to down dog. Take a nice full inhale here, and then as you exhale, walk your feet all the way through to seated. Stretch out in front of you. We'll just end with a nice hamstring stretch. You can sit or lay down. She's going to end in Shavasana. I like that.
Gotta have Shavasana.
Right, and hey, you can take like 5 minutes in your Shavasana and listen to some good music too.
Thank you, Michelle.
I liked the Shavasana.
That was wonderful.